Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay this morning. It's a Monday morning. It's kind of how it is, right? How's everybody this morning? Oops, I have to turn my volume off on that. There we go. Everybody doing okay this morning? Crazy stuff going on in the news. Poor Kaylee McEnany. I don't know, I'm not going to say poor Kaylee because you know what? This woman can hold her own. Truthfully, she's an amazing force to be reckoned with. It's such a welcome sight at the White House, I think, right, everybody? No sound. Is there any sound now? Let's see. Is there sound, guys? Can anybody tell me in the live chat if there's sound? Yeah. Well, you know what? With this heat wave that we're having, I'm sure there's a lot of demand put on all the equipment. Yes, there's sound. Thank you very much. Hi, thank you for responding so I could double check that. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for checking on all of that. Lots of stuff going on in the news today, folks. I just want to know how everybody's weekend was. Did you guys go out, do anything? Did you have company? Did you have company from out of state who is quarantining in your state? It's lots of new Q. Lots of stuff going on, folks. Lots going on. We're going to take a look at Q today a lot because there's new Q and we want to talk about what this means. I think most people, when it comes to Q, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I haven't really gotten started because I have another announcement to make. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2020, 7/20/2020. It's an interesting day, isn't it? This is GoldFish Report number 528. This is Monday Morning Musings. And that's what I'm going to call it because I do like doing my Monday morning live stream with everybody. And you know that the political theater report with the FETs is out only on BitChute now, but there will be an icon there will be a link to it in YouTube for you to go directly to the report. So that will be out, excuse me, that will be out later in the day on Monday. So that would be today. It would be probably tonight that report will be out. Good morning from India. Wow. Hey, I have a friend in Pune. Are you anywhere near Pune? Ooh, lots going on. Tell us how things are in India. Are you having a big coronavirus epidemic there as well, or whatever you call it? Let us know, Andrea. Could you let us know what's going on in India? I have a friend in India. He's friends with me on Facebook. Over the weekend, I did a POTUS report talking about how POTUS is slaying the dragon. I probably should have put red dragon, but I really didn't want to I don't know. The dragon should be explanatory enough, right? Yes, there is. Vikish. Okay. Andrea, I would really like to know what the status is of coronavirus over in India. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a little idea, is it past your peak? Have you had a second surge of this, or are you all forced to wear masks and things like that? So right now we're having this major heat wave in the Northeast, and it's really taxing. Oh, don't you love this, folks? Look at the live chat. It's the same fiction false file testing, or I'm not quite sure. Falsify testing. Okay. Oh, even in India. Would you look at that, guys? This is it. This is the global plan. This is the global fake pandemic. They've already admitted that they're not, that the counts for the test results are not accurate. What can we rely on at all anymore? I'll tell you what we can rely on is our own intuition about what's really happening. Hi, Captain Raid. Are you over in Hong Kong or in China or Japan? Thank you all for joining me. False testing, yeah, false testing. That's what's happening. Folks, I have to tell you, I mean, I have had people in the live chat from New Zealand who are saying they are coming into their homes. It's much more progressive down there, the extent of this. And I think if you want to look to where this is going, just take a look at what's happening in New Zealand and Australia. We recently did a report with Tim Emsley in Australia, and it's our America, Austria, Australia report, where we're pegged at 3 different, basically all around the globe, and we have our finger on the pulse of what's really happening. And as we were chatting, as we were having this report, we had someone in the live chat from New Zealand who was reporting that this is what was happening. I cannot independently verify that. I'm not there, but let's just take it with a grain of salt here. Yeah, the old world doesn't want to give way to the new 555, which is the old world that was dominating and ruling our world. Let's just call it 666. They don't want to leave peacefully, and they don't want to leave. They want to leave on their terms, which is, not our terms, I can assure you. So they're causing a lot of havoc. Let's see, what have we got? Russian hoax that failed. Let's see, we have, yeah, false testing is as bad as tainted testing swabs. I think there's a little bit of both in it. We know that one of the presidents of one of the countries in Africa had sent in these arbitrary tests. He swabbed a fruit, some kind of animal or something, or some, arbitrary things. They weren't human tests, and they all came back positive for coronavirus. So either it's in the swab and we're all figuring this out, or they're just outright lying. How's my volume? Is the volume okay? See, I was turned down a little bit. Yeah, false and tainted swabs, both, exactly. So, what's wonderful is there are so many people waking up, and we see this all the time, and Q has certainly helped. Q has really spread globally, and I'm glad to see that, because it does show that more people are willing to question the narrative, you know? And that's what we need to do. We trusted them for far too long, and they're not just, traitors. They've infiltrated our society at every level, to where um, to where everything you see is really, an illusion. Now, I'm really sensitive to that, because my background's in partly in behavioral research, and I don't want to trigger anybody on an emotional, psychological level or anything like that. I really think if you can't handle what we're talking about, you should exit the video, because it does challenge our view of reality. Well, what is real? What is real? Yeah. And so when you don't want people to be off their rocker, right? You start realizing, you see all the reports about Mother Teresa. Oh my God, folks. Okay. Yes, I had used her as an example once before, but until more reports came out about her involvement in child trafficking, then, obviously I'm withholding referencing her, because she was an Adolf Hitler. So that wasn't, when I say that everybody has the ability to be Adolf Hitler or Mother Teresa, sorry. I meant that as a as a polar opposite comparison, but apparently it's not a polar opposite comparison, right? Oh my God. Sorry guys, but it seems like my throat is a little hoarse this morning for Monday. Yeah, so where were we? So India has the same problem. Thank you so much, Andrea. International flights will resume at the end of July. What else is going on in the world? Big deal today, guys. Big deal. A lot of things going on. Let me see if I can get past Flynn. My goodness, I don't know what's going on with my throat. I'm really going to try to get through this. This morning, big headline came out. Federal judge, son, 20, is shot dead, and her criminal defense attorney husband is critically injured after a gunman disguised as a FedEx driver ambushed their home 4 days after she was assigned to a case linked to Jeffrey Epstein. And, I don't in any way mean to make light of anybody losing anybody in their family at all. Anyone. But can you hardly be surprised at this? That's my point. Can you hardly be surprised? So it says the gunman shot and killed Judge Esther Salas's son, Daniel, who was 20, and injured her husband, Mark, 63. The assailant opened fire after Daniel, a college student, opened the door to him at their home at around 5 p.m. His father, Mark, was shot several times at the front door and is now in critical condition in the hospital. Judge Salas is believed to have been in the basement during the shooting and was not harmed. Last week, the judge was assigned a civil financial fraud lawsuit against Deutsche Bank. Investors say they were misled by the bank, which continued to do business with Jeffrey Epstein after his 2008 conviction for soliciting child prostitutes. Salas previously presided over the trial of former Real Housewives Teresa Guidas in a case regarding financial fraud. Her husband is a prominent criminal defense attorney who has represented members of the Bloods. He switched to private practice after serving as a prosecutor in New Jersey for more than 10 years. Friends say Salas frequently made remarks about being a target because of her job and receiving threats. Well, that would make sense, right? The son of a federal judge has been shot dead and her husband critically wounded. Okay, I just read that. Here's pictures of them. It's very unfortunate, folks. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. If this does not make a case for open carry and concealed carry, and look, you're even allowed to carry in your home, for goodness sakes. When you go down south, anybody in here from the south? Like real south. We're talking Texas, talking Midwest, South Midwest. I don't know, is there such a thing, South Midwest? That would be Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee. These are open. These are, a lot of these states, like Arizona, these are open carry states, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure about Tennessee, but when you're down south, folks, everybody down there carries a firearm with them. It's just how it is. If they don't, they have it hanging in the back window of their pickup truck, or it's very open, very responsible. It's kind of like you know how to handle these firearms since you're a young age, and it's not, it doesn't become a, I don't know what it becomes. It becomes something like, this outrageous thing, or, oh my God, someone's carrying a gun. And I can even tell you, I was in Arizona with somebody who was carrying a gun in their, holster, open carry. It's allowed in Arizona. And we were going out to eat, and another person who was there eating came up to me and says, "Is that gun loaded?" Talking about person's gun who I was with. And because it scares me. And I was just like, no, it's just, for, what did I say? It was to deter, trouble. It's just a deterrent. That's what I said. Oh, I said it's never loaded. And it wasn't, because you don't carry a loaded one. And on the other side of the pocket were the magazines that go inside of it. So no, it's not loaded. But, it was just amazing that some people, and I understand it's a deadly weapon, but I think we have to get real about this and understand there's, that's why we have our Second Amendment. We have it because It's there to protect ourselves. Unfortunately, a lot of people let their guard down when they're home. A lot of people let their guard down, and that's a shame, because a lot of times these violent crimes happen in the home. And it would be, probably would have saved these people's lives if they, yeah, people are brainwashed about weapons. Exactly. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's definitely not something that I like. I'm trained in firearms as well, but it's not something. When I say trained, I mean I've had some training. I'm not like a firearms expert. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, I know how to use one if I had to. Okay. So that's what I mean. Because there's shooting ranges, you can go, you can get lessons, you can get help, you can find out how to use these, right? But it's too late. By the time you decide, if you don't have it there, if you don't have it handy to just go, like that, then it's too late. So, there's a lot of, but I do. I mean, I'm also a mom, you know, and you want to be responsible. You definitely want to make sure that if you have precious cargo in your home, that you're able to protect them from intruders. And that's where you have to draw the line. There you go. Adam in the live chat. Yeah. Justine Montgomery says shotgun is best home protection. Just point and squeeze trigger. Hard to miss at close range. Mark Atkinson says you don't want to get caught with a mask on and have a concealed weapon, or with or without a permit. It's crazy, and you think because it's a federal law, right, that we should all have the same rights, that I should have the same right in, the Northeast as people have in the South, although it is certainly more densely populated, but the rules apply to everybody. So let's keep going on and talking about the rest of the news. So that was a big deal. That's a big deal. Yep. We have another story here, folks. Don't know if you saw it yet, but like I said, always look down, always look to other countries to see where the globalists are going to be striking next. Let's take a look at this. Are you ready for the mark of the beast? Here it is. Testing will begin in Africa for biometric ID, vaccine records, and payment system. Now, folks, you want to call Aaron Russo a conspiracy theorist? Well, then you're just, dumb as a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about my viewers, but I think anybody who called Aaron Russo a conspiracy theorist is dumb as a box of rocks, because here it is. He did a documentary, well, he did an interview with Alex Jones, and he exposed all of this. This was all planned, folks. No, many years ago, 9/11 was planned. It was all a globalist rich man's trick, as they say, right? Every war is. And here we have it. This is the mark of the beast. Aaron Russo specifically talked about this, that everybody was going to have a chip. You were going to have you're going to have your money, your bank accounts in there. And who's in control of that chip? And what if you don't agree with their politics? This is so dangerous, folks. This is so just poor people in Africa. I feel bad for them because they really probably have no way to fight this. Many of the African nations sold out to the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, and which is basically a Trojan horse. I'm sorry, you can disagree with me, but it really basically is China taking control of that country for the 100 years. And who's going to remember in 100 years what happened, right? Because no one's going to be here. So anyway, we have testing will soon begin in poverty-stricken parts of Africa. Of course, in poverty-stricken parts of Africa. They wouldn't do it to anybody who has enough sense to say no. Unfortunately, these are poverty-stricken people who are probably uneducated, which is why they're in poverty. And so of course they are. Of course they will exploit the most vulnerable among us. Of course they will. Okay, let me go. Let me continue. Parts of Africa for a biometric ID, which will also be your payment system and vaccine record. Well, I can't wait to just shove this right up there, you know where. I mean, come on, folks. The biometric digital identity platform that evolves just as you evolve is backed by none other than Bill Gates, backed, what is it, a GAV1 vaccine alliance, MasterCard, and the AI powered identity authentication company, Trust Stamp. Yeah, I hope you guys are taking notes because I certainly am. Trust Stamp. You know, anytime the globalists say anything like trust, you know, to invert that, which means do not trust, because that's how they operate. They themselves operate in inversion. So when they say trust us, you know not to trust them. And that's the truth of the matter. So once everybody realizes that, and I know that the Goldfish Report viewers do, I just pray when I say like you know, when I'm saying you or something like that, I'm referring to like the newcomer, the new person that comes on. Because our Goldfish Report viewers, man, you've been getting this for 5 years. You've been getting red pilled for 5 years. As long as I've been doing this, at least, right? And you've been getting it from other sources too, of course. But I'm talking about Goldfish Report viewers. You get it, you know. And we've screen shared this video, and I might even find it and share it with you. The Gavi Alliance, is it Gavi or Gav1? I guess I can't tell if that's a Gavi partnership is directed. All right. The Gavi Alliance, which is largely funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates and Rockefeller Foundations, of course they are, as well as allied governments and the allied governments. Did you hear that, folks? The governments are in this depopulation agenda and control agenda with the Gates Foundation, and we're letting them do it. Oh, we're just going to let them do it to us, aren't we? Right? And the vaccine industry. Well, of course the vaccine industry cares about our health, don't they? Of course they do. Right. Is principally concerned with improving the health of markets for vaccines and other immunization products. So you see, folks, we're just markets. They're looking at improving the health of markets, not people. They're doing this for profit, folks. They're saying it right there. If you read those words, they tell you exactly what they're doing, right? Rather than the health of individuals. Yep, see, here it is, according to its own website. Similarly, MasterCard's Gavi partnership is directly linked to its World Beyond Cash effort, which mainly bolsters its business model that has long depended on a reduction in the use of physical cash. This is a globalist agenda, folks. I think the credit card works just fine, doesn't it? Doesn't it? What if somebody hacks your ID? What if somebody comes by you with a scanner and, you know, and hacks your ID or turns it off? Can you imagine, folks? And how long is that going to take to get rectified and solved? Unbelievable. Let's read a little bit more. The program, which was first launched in late 2018, will see Trust Stamp's digital identity platform integrated into the Gavi MasterCard Wellness Pass. Oh, a Wellness Pass. You know what, folks? Next, they're going to have us all pop our gold fillings out of our mouth and board boxcars because this is repeating. This is history repeating. Okay, I'll calm down. I just can't imagine. I mean, it gets me upset because doesn't anybody see it besides me? I mean, don't we see history repeating? Did they not try to remove all evidence of this? Okay, let's keep going. A digital vaccination record and identity system that is also linked to MasterCard's click-to-play system that powered by its AI machine learning technology called New Data. MasterCard, in addition to professing its commitment to promoting centralized record keeping of childhood immunizations, well, who the hell needs them to do that? Okay, anyway, also describes itself as a leader toward a world beyond cash, and its partnership with Gavi marks a novel approach towards linking a biometric digital identity system, vaccination records, and a payment system into a single cohesive platform. The effort, since its launch nearly 2 years ago, has been funded via $3.8 million in Gavi donor funds, in addition to a matched donation of the same amount by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. All right, I'm going to stop reading this because it's triggering me, as you could tell. I think it should trigger everybody. Everybody should be concerned about this. Okay, so Andrea in India says trials are already on the way with Gavi in Brazil and the UK. Is that being reported already? Okay. Yeah. You know, folks, this is so dangerous, but I have to tell you, I mean, we're having the conversation about it, so you're aware of it, right? If, and this is how they work. If you don't object to this, then that is consent. You might not agree with how it works, but that's how they look at it. They trick us, where they're allowed to trick us. It's up to us to use our discernment. Yeah, it's up to us to use our discernment. There's so much more on this in the news today. What else do we have? Oh, sorry, my leg just fell asleep. lot of stuff in the news, guys. A lot of stuff in the news. Yeah. This is an interesting on another topic. On another topic. Did everybody read about this mystery husband of Ghislaine Maxwell? Did everybody hear that there's like she refuses to give up the name of her mystery husband? Has everybody read that? Okay. Just wanted to know. I have not identified, I'm sorry, I have not independently verified this, but it is being reported that Scott Borgerson is the tech CEO with ties to Ghislaine. I don't know if this is her husband, but it's possible. And when you have, you know, a child, when you have a global, as the president said, an ancient global child trafficking or sex trafficking ring, you certainly need shipping ships, don't you? Shipping cargo containers and control of ports, which they all have, right? With the help of China, where with Falun Gong, they've been organ harvesting and they've been doing all this. Something very nefarious is going on, folks. Very nefarious, and it would make everybody's stomach turn. So here it is. So what a perfect opportunity to traffic, right? Who gets, you know, do the harbor masters get paid off too? Folks, we are getting ready for, and I hope everybody is preparing themselves for what is happening. Because what's happening is um, we are at war. It's a silent war with a silent enemy, but it's not going to be silent for long. Wasn't it just yesterday, Bank of America? Where is it? I know that I know that I posted it and I'm trying to find it. Bank of America. Bank of America decided that they were going to donate what? I mean, some ridiculous amount of money, like $4 billion, or was it 40 billion, to Black Lives Matter. Bank of America, folks. Whoa. You know what that means? Think about it. Do you really want to know what that means? That means the dark side, the 666 crew, you know, they're not giving up. Now they're fully funded to create more mayhem and havoc on this planet. That's why we need to arm up, folks. We need to get ready. So, what did Q post yesterday, right? What did Q post? Folks, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. I could be wrong. Let's take a look. Batten down the hatches. Yep. Military.com video, aircraft, gunship. Right. I'll show that in just a minute. Chris Ray. Well, we saw a post from Austin Steinbart yesterday saying, you know, that was disinfo to trust him. You know, and here we go with the whole Q Pharisee thing where they all feel like they understand. First of all, they all think that these posts are for them, for us, and they're not. They're not just for us. They're codes for operatives. There's so many different levels, and people don't understand that. Even when I would do in my early GoldFish Report days, there's certain people that I knew were giving out certain messages to certain people different people. It didn't mean anything to you, but to the right person with ears to hear, it meant something. Right? So it's very interesting. Now we're in this 555, which is supposed to be for the people, but we're going to have to go through some birthing pains apparently, because as I said, the 666 agenda, the Rothschild, the Soros, the globalists, the Rockefellers, they're not going quietly. And what do we have here? Q is also saying, God bless America. Anons, take note, you have a rival. Good. Who is he talking about? We'll talk about that later. But this is what I wanted to highlight. Are you ready to serve once again? Q. Now, who is he talking to? Is he talking to General Flynn? And that's the very next post, General Flynn. Right? 06. So is there going to be a draft, do you think? Does anybody think we're going to have a draft? What does this mean? Is this meaning General Flynn's going to take a new position? It's probably likely he will. Could you imagine General Flynn being appointed the head of the FBI? Oh my God. Man, you better get popcorn for that one. That would be just amazing, huh? Exactly. Yes, they do. It's been shown that the BLM donations go directly to the Democrat machine. Exactly. It's been shown that. What do you think, folks? What do you think about General Flynn being the director of the new director of the FBI? Wouldn't that be amazing? That'd be pretty funny. That would be poetic justice, wouldn't it? That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Poetic justice, folks. Let's look at all the stuff that's happening in the news. This is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, right? It's a crazy world we're living in now. It's very crazy. The Trump, well, maybe I should just wait on that. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. So, I want to make sure that I correct something that I had been mislabeled, and I talked about this on my report Saturday night. And this is Bevelyn Beatty, and she is with us as Patriots. She was being arrested for trying to cover up the Black Lives Matter mural in New York City. Apparently, I don't know what for. She had already been arrested to try to cover it up once before, and here she was again. And there was a police officer that was hurt during that situation. He is okay. And so she's a good patriot. So why is she out there by herself? There's 8 million people in New York City. Why is she out there by herself covering up that Black Lives Matter? Don't tell me one person can't change the world. So I give her a lot of credit, even though she's she's a patriot. Let's just call her a patriot, okay? Let's see what else is happening, though. Let's see what else is happening. Yes, I'm going to scroll just a little bit. Sorry about that. President wrote a letter to sent to Hazel Daniels, the widow now of Charlie Daniels. This is the letter to Charlie Daniels, to Charlie Daniels's wife. He just recently passed away. Weird, huh? A lot of people dying right now. A lot of people. Here it is. Mark Levin talking about the CDC mixing up testing data. Yep. Well, we knew this. The Hill's reporting. Let's take a look. Oh, my connection's not private with the Hill. What does that mean? I'm going to get hacked? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention acknowledged Thursday that it is combining the results from viral and antibody COVID-19 tests when reporting the country's testing total, despite marked differences between the tests. Folks, do you see this advertisement in the right column for all of these different masks? Something's wrong with this, folks. Something's really, really wrong with this. This isn't about COVID, folks. This is about subjugation. These are so nefarious looking. They are so, they're sinister looking, these masks. Look at this. Unbelievable. First reported by the NPR's WLRN station in Miami, the practice has drawn ire from U.S. health experts who say combining the tests inhibits the agency's ability to discern the country's actual testing capacity. You've got to be kidding me. Ashish Jha, director of the Harvard Global Health Institute, told The Atlantic. The Atlantic, though, is not always, they don't have accurate reporting a lot of times. How could the CDC make that mistake? This is a mess. What they're talking about is viral tests, commonly referred to as a PCR test, as most of them use in a process known as polymerase chain reaction, are used by health professionals to determine whether or not a person is currently infected with the disease. During the pandemic, viral tests have been the most effective way of being able to diagnose a positive case of COVID-19. They are what state governments have been counting to track the number of confirmed cases of the virus that they have. Antibody or serology tests serve a different purpose. Unlike viral tests that are taken by nose swab or saliva sample, antibody tests examine a person's blood to see if their immune system has created antibodies to combat COVID-19. These tests allow doctors to see if someone has previously been exposed to the virus. As the push for widespread testing in the U.S. has strengthened, antibody tests have been widely produced. Many experts have balked at saying that antibodies equate to immunity from COVID-19. Serology tests are also less accurate than PCR tests, increasing the chances for a false negative. Moreover, a negative test means different things for either test. A negative PCR test indicates to physicians that the patient isn't currently ill with the disease. But a negative serology test means that the patient has most likely not been exposed to or infected with COVID-19. Right. So one test for the active disease and the other tests for antibodies. So absolutely a negative for either situation would mean something different. According to reports, several states, including Pennsylvania, Georgia, Texas, and Florida, have also been combining the results of the two tests. So, folks, clearly this isn't a pandemic, the pandemic that they're saying it is. They don't even know how to count the tests. Really? The CDC? Aren't they supposed to be experts at this? Aren't they supposed to be the ones leading us in all of this? My goodness. That's right. It's about subjugation. It certainly is. Masks have historically, in years ago, represented, they were put on slaves. They were muzzled. They didn't have the right to talk, to speak, to have an opinion. Not good, folks. But I have to tell you, we're at war. We are at war, and now's the time to ask, what can you do for your country? Folks, we're ready to lose this. They've just injected billions of dollars into their campaign to destroy America. So what are we going to do? At some point, we have to have the president declare a war. But who's he going to declare the war against? He said he has, in a sense, already done this by saying that it's an invisible enemy. He, in a sense, has already declared war. But people need to hear it. People need to hear this, outright. Exactly. So what else do we have in the news? What else do we have? The president spent the weekend playing golf at the Trump National Golf Club, golf course, rather. Sorry, it's a Monday, folks. Look at that. There's the president in his SUV arriving at the Trump National Golf Club over the weekend, playing golf with Senator Lindsey Graham. Should be interesting. Interesting, right? That's good. Let him get out. He likes to, play golf, and I'll tell you the heat. I don't know what it was like there in DC, but it's pretty unbelievably hot. Very hard for air conditioners to keep up in this prolonged, excessive heat. But whatever, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Okay. We know that the actress Kelly Preston was announced that she passed away at age 57 from breast cancer. So they say. So they say she was big, big into the Church of Scientology. And we all know where that goes, right? Here's the boss, guys. If anybody wanted to see the boss, he's right here. Here's our POTUS. He's a great commander in chief. If you knew what this man was going up against every day, and let me tell you, I don't even know what he goes up against, but I know what I report. I know what the White House releases, and this man is such a busy man, doing everything he can to fight for us, bring jobs back, kick China out of this country, to protect us and protect our interests. And that's one of the reasons why this USMCA was so important, because the president knew that the Belt and Road wasn't appropriate for the United States, that we could fix our own infrastructure. We don't need China to do it. So he's very smart. He's a very, very smart man, the way the president negotiates these deals for America. We had to get rid of NAFTA. It's now dead. NAFTA's gone. And it was exporting all of our jobs overseas. So how are we supposed to work and pay, this was such a sinister plan, folks, to destroy this country under President Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. It's just a shame. It's a shame that that not enough people caught on early enough to stop it earlier, because now we're at the point where it's pretty tough. We have the mayor of Chicago, Lightfoot, who, I don't know, sounded like a threat to me. She told Kelly McEnany to watch your mouth. Ooh. Kelly knows how to handle these things really well, though. Here she is with, here's the meme of the day. Kelly McEnany. I love this. This is the meme of the day for the GoldFish Report. Kelly McEnany and, handling Jim Acosta. It's really funny. I have to agree. I mean, there was a news clip. There was a clip with her talking about, and before we go on, here is OAN has finally secured a media reporting tent on the North Lawn area of the White House. No more reporting in the rain for Chanel Ryan. Wonderful. When I was reporting there, I had nowhere to go either to talk outside. And so I had to do the clips on the inside. I couldn't do any, I had to do, I enjoyed it. I really would like to go back. Who knows? Maybe, maybe we'll join forces in the future. We'll see. But Kayleigh McEnany did fire back, and she does hold her own, as everybody knows. She's just an amazing White House press secretary. She's just done a great job. And, her response to, this morning, there was a clip, her response to the Chicago mayor was basically that, her concern was for the people, the lives of the people in Chicago, who she's not representing well enough. She's not protecting them. And so, you can you can issue threats all that you want, but your record stands on the fact that she's destroying Chicago. So we see that. So congratulations to One American News Network. Congratulations, I say to them, because they finally have their their little tent here, which all the major news networks have, and I'm really happy to see that. Really, really happy for them. It's great news. It's great news. I surely do hope that we join forces at some point in the future. The Redskins in other news, the Redskins, this is according to the Babylon Bee, and I think they're just kidding a little bit here, but the Redskins changed name to Lizard People to better represent population of Washington, D.C. Well, there you have it. There was much talk about renaming the Washington Redskins, so why not Lizard People? I like that. It's pretty funny. In fact, you know what? I have to retweet this. Hold on one second. I always have to put my meme of the day. There we go. And I did think that they were nice. The main anchors there were they were polite to me. But also, their, I guess, supervisors told the cameramen and the reporters who were there in the press gaggles, at least the cameramen were told to, or they took it upon themselves to block me when I was trying to get my live shot and live stream going. So, well, that's how it is. That's how it is. It's the hottest. If you're a reporter, that's the hottest story in the town, always at the White House, right? So what else do we have here? This is a very sad story, folks. Latest violence in New York City. A mom pushing a stroller was choked and stabbed. A 21-year-old mother with her infant pushing. This is just heartbreaking. Why we have to come to realize we're not safe on our streets anymore, folks. It's just not. It's unbelievable.
You ever wondered what actors and actors...
I'm not going to listen to that commercial. Let's read the story. So violent crime has skyrocketed in New York City in recent months. And this wasn't like this, folks. Mayor Giuliani took that city. He painted that town. He had it so under control. It was very safe in New York City. All the time I went to school there, all the time I worked there, I never had any problems. It was safe. They even got rid of the squeegee guys, when you come out of the Lincoln Tunnel and there's squeegee men there trying to wash your windshield for, a donation or whatever. He didn't like that and he got rid of them. Whatever. It does get annoying sometimes when you have people always walking up to your car begging for money and stuff. Here on Tuesday, security cameras caught a brutal Bronx incident in which a man attacked a 21-year-old woman, allegedly his ex-girlfriend. Placed her in a chokehold and stabbed her repeatedly. As he assaulted her, he knocked her infant child in a stroller onto a pavement. All right, I'm not going to play the video because I will be banned immediately. They will cut my live stream as they did last week. As you know, they stopped our live stream. Yes, they did. So that's a sad story, but that's Bill de Blasio's, he's proud of that. He's proud of that. That's what he wants for New York City. Yeah. Plot twist, we have a report from the New York Post that the family that owns the New York Times were slaveholders. Oh, wow. That's it for the New York Times now. They are done. Let's see what happens. This is an interesting clip that I think a lot of people just go to the, I don't want to play it. Just go to the our Twitter page. I'm sorry. It's Monday morning. I really could use an espresso. So this guy is shocked and he's really mad that this is blood from the foreskin of babies, and this is what she's saying Oprah uses on her face every day. And he was furious when he found she wouldn't tell him what it was. And look at his face when he finds out what it is. This guy's mad as hell. He wouldn't. He was, and people are laughing in the audience like they think it's a joke. They think he's acting, and he's not. He's mad as hell. So go to our Twitter page and check this out. He's really mad. And he says, this is the last time you're coming on this show. And she's, oh my God, these people, these Satanists, they're out in the open. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So, I mean, I'm going to kind of wrap this up because I feel like we're kind of getting there. We have our lovely Dan Scavino. Look at this. Trying to hit that zero delta. Look at Dan. This is a funny gif. Actually, I'm also going to make this a meme of the day. This is the second meme of the day. Second. I'm doing this while we're recording. Why not, right? Over the weekend, around the Statue of Liberty, Trump supporters formed this massive convoy, parade, flotilla of Trump supporting boat owners holding up flags, supporting the president, showing their support for the president. The silent majority, folks, the silent majority. It's not silent anymore. Check it out. Check it out. Statue of Liberty. There we go. Rallying around for our president. Indeed. That was nice. Trump stock boat parade in front of the Statue of Liberty, amid the heat wave, the New York City heat wave that we're having up in the Northeast. So this is what we're having here. We have a bear taking a selfie. In other news, check this out. Look at this. These people were hiking.
No. Hey. Also. No.
Oh my God. Bear taking a selfie.
No. Hey. Also. No.
He's trying to tell her not to do it, not to move.
No.
But they have the right idea, right? Look how they're still. They're not moving. They're like a statue. And he's inspecting them. And she takes out her phone and takes a bear selfie. I don't know if I'd have the nerve to do that, but if she didn't feel like the bear was going to attack her, then maybe she trusted her instincts. I don't know, but she took a selfie. We're waiting to see that picture on social media. I haven't seen it yet. Strange things people do, right? So we have Ray was a sleeper. That's what Q posted. That's why you don't trust Ray. So like I said, we had Austin Steinbart make a comment about not trusting Ray, that was disinfo, that there's a lot of disinfo. Austin's part, from my understanding, is that he did the infiltration to get access to all these companies. And he was just one part of the team of Q. That's my understanding. I did have access to his files, which he, didn't know about, but and I did publish that and show that he, was 2 years ago, stated that he was Q, or that the picture of Q, whatever, he was involved with Q in some way. Here you have Blue Lives Matter, Trump, Pence, Trump boat flotilla. This is wonderful. I really love people getting together and showing support for our president, because God knows he's fighting very, very, very hard for us right now. And I'm sure that it made him feel really good that he has the support, and that he's not, really been able to do his rallies the way he was supposed to. But, folks, I know people have the same people who elected Trump to win the first time, are, and more, are going to be voting for him in November. And why do I say that? Because of what he's done, because of what he's accomplished, because of how he has, selflessly been working for the American people without taking even a penny of compensation. At least, that wasn't mandated for his protection and things of that nature. Oh boy, what else do we have? What else are we going to report on today? Yep. General Flynn changed his background, which we know. God bless America. And of course, Q posted that as well. So we know Flynn is involved in this somehow, but he's not an official member of the administration, right? Wouldn't it be interesting? Here's a hypothesis. Let me know what you think about this hypothesis. If Flynn is involved with the Q, and it would be a violation of national security for uh, for um, for the representatives, for any of the military to come out publicly and state this is, what they're doing, or this is an operation they're involved in, or whatever. Isn't it awfully convenient that this happened to General Flynn? This whole, what do you call it? Well, the fake charges against him and this whole fiasco. And so he had to resign, right? He resigned. And so during all this time, he's been actively involved in Q. So you have that he's not officially working with the government, but maybe he's heading this up. And of course, Austin Steinbart said this. He did say that General Flynn, POTUS, few people were involved, or at least were aware of it, and in different capacities, involved in whatever. As commander-in-chief, president has to know about it, so maybe he doesn't know every single detail, but he gets it. He's such a smart man. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Yeah. OM444, don't come in here with that racist junk. I'm hiding you. Come on. Okay. I can see that people in the live chat are going to want to try to, All right, Gen X. Yeah, don't start stuff, please. I mean, yeah, exactly. I get what you're saying. And you're saying it, rhetorically. But it's like, why even bring it up? Just don't even seed it. Just don't even think it. It's not white privilege supporting Trump because all these boat owners, I'm sure plenty of black people and Asian people and um, other people from other lands have owned boats. I don't think that we have a monopoly. I don't think that white people have a monopoly. And let me just say, just because you're white on the outside doesn't mean you don't have a whole mix of other things, just as what is expressed. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I have Cherokee Indian, but you can't see it. I'm also half Italian. Do you see it? Well, if you know Northern Italians are light hair and more light skinned, then you'd understand that, because it depends on where you're coming from. Although my mother was blonde hair, blue eyes, right? So that was more dominant. It's amazing. There were 3 kids. My brother, the firstborn, had the dark hair, dark eyes, so he looked more Italian. My sister and I both have blonde hair and blue eyes. So it's like, but same parents. It's just the way it mixes, folks. Just the way it mixes. So, just because someone's light skinned doesn't mean they're not, even a majority of some other nationality that you can't detect, you don't know about. Now stop this. Stop it already. Right? Where's my dark skin? Well, I look olive. I tan well when I go in the sun. You could tell. Right? Come on. We got to stop this. Really got to stop it. I know. Oh, Gen X. Okay, it was sarcasm. Please note that, okay? Because I don't want it getting people. Okay, Gen X. Okay, just say you're kidding. And I know that you did, Gen X, but it's like, I don't want anyone, because some people don't know you're kidding. So I don't really want people to. So you're native Indian, Irish, Italian, French, and you look Latina. You see? Like, you don't know what somebody really is just because you're looking at them. You're looking at the color of their skin. You have no idea. I mean, you'd think because I'm half Italian, I would have dark skin, or I would have dark eyes and dark hair. None of it. But I'm half. And the rest is just tiny. I'm like a quarter. No, I'm like a quarter Irish. And then the rest is like Cherokee and English. I don't know, something like that. I look more Irish than anything else. But, where's my half Italian? It's in my espresso every morning. That's where it is. Okay. That's why I said, I'm like, I am what I am. I'm not going to apologize for it. I have every right to be here on this planet, regardless of what I am. And so does everybody else. Everybody's life matters. Okay, so let's move along. Let's just, thank you, Andrea. Yeah, the body is just a garment, and it's true. What matters is what's inside, folks. It's that soul of yours. And is that soul going to be, are you going to be behaving in a way and acting to your fellow earthlings in a way that your soul's going to, be free and at peace? Or are you going to be, I always say, and I've said this on the GoldFish Report before, I always imagine myself as this little old lady, right? Sitting, I don't know where, I guess, at the end of my life, wherever, whenever that's going to be. And what do you think? Like people in hospice, what do you think people in hospice think about every day? If they're able to really think and stuff. I mean, maybe some may have like, dementia or whatever, but maybe not. What do you think people think of? Do they sit there and regret for the things they wish they did and they didn't do? Some of us do, right? Or are they saying, you know what? I made a lot of mistakes, but I tried. And I'm going to tell you, folks, I'm going to be that one. I'm going to be that one that says, you know what? I might not have done it, right? I might not have succeeded at that, but I tried. And I'm glad that I have the experience of it, or I'm glad that I tried, because if I didn't try, I'd never know. And that isn't something I want to live with. I don't want my soul rolling over and saying, I don't want to be living in regret like that. Not to say that I don't have any regrets. Few, just a couple, not a lot. Nothing I can't really live with. But and that's it. And you're, we have to decide what's the. Yes, we're all connected, Andrea. Thank you. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is, is how are we living our life? It doesn't matter what the meat suit looks like. It doesn't. We are eternal. Our souls are anchored here in this body. I've had an out-of-body experience. I can tell you, it's very different. When you have one of those, you just realize that, and you're out looking over your body, it just changes your whole perspective on everything. And you would never be like, hating people or anything like that. You just wouldn't. But we're in this third dimension, folks. We're in this duality consciousness, and it's going to be tough for us until we overcome all these things and we stop acting out into this, in this low vibration of fear, anger, hate, envy, greed, things like that. That's why we keep reincarnating. It gives us the chance to keep fixing and giving our souls the chance to keep getting it right. Now, this is stuff I usually talk about with Dr. Scott Werner on our Food for the Soul series. But, there's a lot of study and there's a lot of philosophy to back this up. And Andrea, we can all agree. There's, Buddhist philosophy talks about this as well. That we are in this reincarnation cycle for a reason, for our souls to outgrow those lower vibrations. I'm not kidding you, folks. I mean, I really, really believe this wholeheartedly. We have to outgrow the hate, the jealousy, the envy, the fear, the greed. We have to outgrow that. And then we won't need to keep repeating back into this, same cycle. So those of us who are here, there's a lot of challenges coming up, just so you know. If you look at it, if you go within and you look at what's happening from a soul perspective, you understand it's an opportunity for us to grow and to exit the reincarnation system. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, folks, but it doesn't make any sense any other way. It really doesn't. It just seems like, why would we reincarnate continuously into a system that doesn't change? It doesn't evolve. And it's because we're the ones who need to outgrow the system. We're the ones that need to outgrow the duality consciousness. We're the ones that need to outgrow the hate, the racism, the fear, the anger, the shame, the guilt. We're the ones that need to outgrow that. It's really that simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. that it's hard to believe. That's how simple it is. It's so simple, it's hard to believe. When we, on an individual level, outgrow that and we get closer to the source of our soul, then we don't need to come back unless we come back as an angel for somebody else, or we come back in some capacity, more like on a voluntary basis, I guess. I don't know. But I don't really see the need to come back when people, regardless of what anybody does to you, and you can actually say thank you for that experience. You can say thank you for that. Because what's really happening here is all this crazy stuff that you're seeing is an opportunity for our souls to grow and to graduate from the lower vibrational density that we're living in, from the fear, the anger, the guilt, the shame, right? All this crazy stuff that's happening around us, folks. That's why I say, let's get together. Let's all get together so as many of us can graduate from this system as possible, you know? So that's kind of the purpose the dark serve here. They serve the purpose of being the obstacle. And in Islam, it's called shaitan. So it serves the purpose of being the obstacle for us. And we have to overcome the obstacle. It's our initiation, right? It's our initiation. Didn't Jesus talk about this? I mean, many religions talk about this. They talk about it a little bit differently, but they're saying the same thing, aren't they? Yeah. So what does being full of poker mean, Andrea? Maybe you can explain that. It might be like an Indian thing, like something native. Yeah. Folks, I'm telling you, all of what you've done is going to be reflected back to you. You're going to watch what you've done to other people, good and bad. So what I, learned from all of this, and what I personally am learning from all this, is regardless of what people do, and I really mean that. I mean, they're going to do some horrible, horrible things that they're going to have to be accountable for, and they're going to have to, deal with their own karma. Whatever you do, you can minimize that by changing how you interact with the world and people around you right now. You know how they say today is the first day of the rest of your life? It truly is. Just, if you realize, if we knew that we would one day all experience and feel the things that we made others or in some way interacted and, brought about on other people somehow from our own behavior, I could tell you you'd become a much nicer person. We all would. We'd all become much nicer, more loving, more forgiving, more caring, more helpful. And maybe they don't let us know that. Maybe that's the secret, folks. They just don't let us know that. Us, they. Who are they? The ones in control of the world, the ones that are the keepers of this information that we're not allowed to have, right? But you got to think about it. You got to start you have to try to sit and make sense of all this. And sometimes, you really come down to this making the most sense of all of it. That these obstacles are placed here for our souls to overcome. Have they gone too far? In my opinion, I think they have. And I think that's what's finally playing out. I think that's that's Judgment Day. Judgment Day is upon us, folks, for all of us. So, yes, the world we're living in is crazy. But you have to go within. And I know people have a hard time conceptualizing this because you have to go out of your logical mind to do it. That's why. And we're so trained and trained and trained and trained. And I should say we're so indoctrinated and indoctrinated and indoctrinated to not think outside the box, to not think for ourselves, right? That it's hard for people to get used to it, which is why I don't go through the Q posts and try to give my analysis and interpretation anymore, because I felt like this is what people got used to. They got used to going to the mainstream media and they got used to being spoon-fed. But they were being spoon-fed dirt. That's what they were being spoon-fed. And so some of these Q people, with the patriots, good intentions, very good. Only the best intentions can be wrong. They can be completely wrong in what they're analyzing and the connections they're making. When they say no outside comms, there's also no disinfo is necessary. So, I mean, you can't cherry pick these things, which is really why I gave Austin Steinbart the platform I gave him, because he had a story to tell. He had something to say. I had access long before Austin came out to files to me that clearly showed he was involved in infiltrating to get information on child trafficking and human trafficking. Okay, those files are why I went and I did and said what I said. So he knows it, and he's working right now on a documentary about Q, and we'll see what happens. He has invited me to come out to the ranch and report from out there and use their facilities, but we'll see. We'll see if that will happen at some point. But I just hope that everybody realizes that the dark who are here controlling the planet, the 666, they don't want to give up without a fight. We want to have our 1,000 years of peace. We want our golden age of humanity, but I believe that it probably is guaranteed that we will have it. It's just, what will we have to endure before that happens, So I don't know exactly. I just know that they're not going willingly and they're not going peacefully. So it's not a smooth or easy transition of power on the planet. Sadly. But they knew that they only had a mandate for a certain amount of time. But they really became, I guess, psychopaths, right? And they believed that they were going to be in control and in power forever. It went too far. It went way too far. So look, let's see what else is out there. Let's see, because you know what? I'm trying to help make sense of what's going on, because I'm trying to make sense of what's going on, right? And I want to be a steady ship in a storm, That's what I want to be. And if I can help be that for anybody else, that's wonderful. Here we have another Q post batten down the hatches, and here is a video, right? Military.com showing this. We're at war, folks. I mean, Q is telling us we're at war. Oh, and look at our respectful president, former Trader 44, right? With his middle finger. Boy, he really despised this country. Or at least that was the role he was playing while he was here. I'm saying that like past tense. I don't know. I don't know if that was a Freudian slip or what, but not sure who he is anymore. Anyway, yeah. Here we go. God bless America, another Q post. And okay, so Matt Couch from DC Patriot is reporting that the judge orders Hillary Clinton deposition in email scandal. Oh, well, duty's going to hit the fan now, folks. You know it. Here she is. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot tells Kelly McEnany she better watch her mouth and blah, blah, blah. So you can go here and check this out, right? Look at this. Trump says they are fighting an ancient sex trafficking ring, and not a single reporter asked for more information. So the president calls it an ancient sex trafficking ring. And Austin Steinbart called it the royal death cult. You think they're working together? I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. You got to put your ego down and, understand that there's more here than meets the eye. There was also a proof yesterday for Austin talking about, I think Austin had done an interview with Katie G over on Citizens Investigative Report, talked about, what was his name? Ray. And then Q went and posted what he posted about Ray, Ray being a sleeper. So that's it, folks. I think that's it for today. There's a lot more going on. I will be doing a report this evening with the FETs. It will be sorry, I'm looking at the comments in the live chat. It will be uploaded later this evening because BitChute does take a lot longer to process. But that's it for today. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate everybody who comes and joins me on the Monday morning musings. It's always something to talk about, right, folks? I appreciate your support. No, my support for Austin has not changed. No, I'm just looking at it in a different perspective. I think I've never changed my point of view regarding Austin. I think he's involved in it, yes, but you know, Q is a team of people, so he's not the only one. All right, everybody. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm at least using, okay, folks, I'm using deductive reasoning. I'm using logic. I'm putting things together. And because that's what you have to do when you're trying to investigate a story. When you don't have access to specific information, you have to make deductive reasonings. You have to make, have to connect the dots. So I do find a way that the dots connect with Austin. In fact, I find more support that they connect with Austin than that they don't connect with Austin. And that's why, I gave Austin time on the GoldFish Report. And, I'd be happy to do it again in the future. I think what he has to say is far more important than the argument over whether he's part of it or not. That's the whole problem, is that when people in the Q movement start arguing over whether he's Q or not, it takes away the whole message. It just makes everybody look, like a bunch of babies. It's like, you should be focusing on what Austin's talking about. It's everything that's Q related. Okay, so there we have it. So everybody, whether he's a troll, no, I don't think Austin is a troll. And if he is a troll, guess what? He's talking about the same things we're all talking about. You find me something negative in what Austin's doing. Find me something negative in what he's saying. Find something that Austin's doing that is contrary to what Q is talking about, contrary to what the Great Awakening is about. Just find me one thing, okay, that he himself is doing that is antithetical to Q, okay? I mean, look, guys, if you want to have a debate about Austin, just have some facts. Just have something to show me, something to say that he is only a troll, that this is, and for what purpose would he have? He's promoting the Q movement. He's promoting the Great Awakening. He's divulging and talking about Is everybody back online? You guys see me? Yep. Nope. Am I back? Can somebody let me know if I'm back yet? I might have started a new live stream. I don't know. Yeah. What about now, folks? Can you give me? It must have stopped. Yeah. Okay. Are we back? I'm actually ready to end the live stream anyway, so it doesn't really make that much difference. No audio? I don't know what to say, folks. Exactly. Exactly. Isn't that funny how the live stream was cut just as I was talking about Austin and explaining why we need to be giving him the benefit of the doubt? And Q. Yeah, they don't like Q. Oh, they don't like Q. The dark, the enemy, the invisible enemy. They don't like Q. Yeah, I see what's happening. All right, everybody. So that's it for now. Yes, that was very interesting. It was very interesting observation. So look, enjoy the heat. I mean, you know, if you can, stay cool, stay in the water, stay in the air conditioning. Thank you. Now lip sync is off. Yeah, you know they censor GoldFish Report. Especially because look, I think we were making a lot of sense today, right? We're trying to figure the whole thing out. It's just like, look, we have to go within, and we have to see that, this is, the world's a stage. Didn't Shakespeare say this? The world's a stage, folks. And everybody's playing a role. So everybody, you have a great day. We'll be back later with the FETs, and that will be up on our BitChute channel. So So I'm curious to see what comments you have in the comment section, and love to hear from you all. Thanks for joining me, and I'm going to wrap it up, folks. You have a great day. This concludes this edition of the GoldFish Report. Okay.